Hello, welcome to the Enchanted Kingdom of Hermione. We're up here in the old turret of pleasure. I'm your host, Zip Gun, the Lord Chamberlain of the Enchanted Kingdom, in fact. And we're going through all of the Miles Davis box sets that have come out to commemorate the great man's genius by his label. Luckily for Mr. Davis, he recorded for the same label almost exclusively for his whole career, and that gives the greedy corporate bastards at CBS the ability to scrape the barrel ruthlessly. And, sometimes when you scrape the barrel, it's shameful. Like when you scrape the barrel for somebody like, say, Kiss. But with Miles Davis, everything's good. And there's almost no unlistenable stuff here. And what's more, the powers that be that were chosen to select this stuff, who I do believe was mostly Michael Cascuna, who knows a thing or two about reissuing great music, they have seen fit to leave out the stuff that really is dreck or really is completely uncompleted or whatever. And therefore, almost everything you get on these in the way of extra tracks is really good, if not terrific. I mean, sort of the later you go in these box sets, the better the outtakes get. And the box sets essentially end in around 1975. I don't think Legacy has put anything out from the era after 75, which is fine by me. The post-cocaine retirement comeback stuff I find resistible. But back in the day when Mr. Davis was still kind of warm, CBS decided they got to make some hay. And I don't know if they planned it out in advance or if they kind of just went as they went. But at any rate, the first order of business for them was to put out this box set. Now, this is from 1995. This is the first of the zillions that they've put out. The complete Live at the Plugged Nickel 1965. And this is Miles' June 65, his fairly new quintet: Wayne Shorter, Herbie Hancock, Ron Carter, Tony Williams. And they had done, I think, at least one record, maybe two. They did ESP and they did, I think it was Miles Smiles. And these records are very highly thought of. But what people didn't realize at the time was that when you saw this band live, anything could happen. It could be anything. And one interesting feature of those records was that they were largely new originals by everybody in the band actually wrote in that band. This, however, is more a lot of standards done radically differently. Now, this, like I say, was the first one, 1995. It came out, zillion years out of print. People are asking $200 for this on Discogs. And they were still kind of feeling their way. So it comes with individual jewel boxes for each disc. One of these is a double. But damned if I can remember which one. I got these in upside down. Oh my God, that's the worst. Can't do that. There. Whew. That was close. Of course, then it's upside down if you look at it that way. At any rate, one of these is a double. I can't remember which one. And this is the sort of master book. Now, sadly, this book is not really great. It's one of these annoying hybrid accordion, I hate these. These are profoundly annoying. So if you want to read the notes, you got to kind of tuck it all in. And Michael Cascuna is sort of behind all this. Difficult to read. Also annoying. Like, I got to ask, how do you read that? Gee whiz. Come on, guys. Now, having said that, these are all very minor quibbles for what is some pretty major music. And yeah, every page the font changes, it gets more crowded. They were trying to be hip and trendy. The individual records, CDs, I should say, come with iconic photos in the trays. They come with those weird designs on the CDs, so you have no idea which way is up, which is kind of, I don't know, whatever. And yeah, these are all. Oh, what do we got here? Now, this is, yeah, right, 1992, Sony Music, and then 1995, 96, 1990. Okay, well, 1996, when Miles was in his cocaine induced retirement, CBS decided, well, he's as good as dead. And more of this kind of really annoying graphic work. They figured he was as good as dead. We might as well start putting out all this stuff we got in the can. And they put out a double album of this stuff, Live at the Plug Nickel, which got rave reviews. People just loved it. And of course, it was a selection of the many nights he played at the Plug. Yeah, this one. This is the double. Okay. And of course, it's broken. Who knew? These are the most fragile things in the world. Man, they're irritating. Oh, there it goes. It's not worth $200 anymore. It's only worth 180. These are the complete, as they like to say. So in other words, Columbia Records, when this band was put together, were given the tip. Good band, you want to go record this band live. They're nothing like the records they just put out. And so they dutifully sent a crew out to the Plug Nickel, which, if I remember right, is in Chicago. And they recorded every last note for posterity. 3-track masters. Interesting. There are times when the engineer is changing settings on the recording console, or musicians are off mic, or Miles causes distortion by playing too close to the mic. Damn him! All making for less than consistent and trouble-free sound. Yeah, of course. Now, where is it? Is it actually going to tell me where the fucking thing is? Because I wanted to double-check that, but it's so hard with this book. Just ridiculous. Yeah, they mentioned Miles in Berlin here. Miles in Berlin never got represented in any of these box sets, which I found kind of curious. 1976, yeah. Oh, in Japan it came out in 1976, the 2-album condensation. In the US it was in 82. Now, this is, again, if you're a student of this quintet, this is a gold mine because it shows them at work in a normal setting. You got the 22nd and the 23rd. It's only 2 nights, but you have first set, second set, third set, first set, second set, third set, fourth set. They did 4 sets, these guys. That's insane. Really, there are no wasted notes. It's you're listening to history in the making here. And jazz completely being changed. And, just another night's work for this amazing, brilliant group. We should be thankful this exists. It's no longer in print, 1995. What do you want? It's 26 years old. You can get it if you want to pay real money. They start at about $200. I'm not sure if this stuff's available as digital download or whatever, FLAC. There's just not much to say. There's very little variation. Nobody plays any extra instruments. I'm not sure Shorter plays any soprano on this. Maybe. I can't remember now. So it's really, tenor, trumpet, piano, bass, drums, all of which are being performed by people who are, of course, now acknowledged as masters. I mean, Tony Williams on drums, Ron Carter on bass, possibly the most recorded bassist in history. Herbie Hancock, So this is a real piece of history, and it was back when these guys, some of them, Hancock I think was like 23 years old. Some of these people were kids still, learning at the knee of the master, who was in fabulous form. You run out of superlatives with this stuff. Like, what do you say? Well, it's great. Buy it. It's great. You must listen to it. So I'll say it. It's great. You must listen to it. I bought it years ago. I think I paid $100 for it, for 8 CDs. I think it is. Not a terrible price. It's like $12 a CD. Packaging is out of all of the box sets, and like I say, this is number 1. Although it doesn't have a 1 anywhere on it, the Gil Evans Miles Davis box set, which is where they brought in the clip, that says number 2 on it. So I'm assuming this is number 1. The packaging is the worst out of all the box sets. It's irritating to read. It's irritating to get at the stuff. I think they looked at it, rethought this, and came up with a much better sort of format. Still not perfect, but at least it's CD size. And that, box sets that come in these giant boxes, I hate them. They're hard to stash. You put them away, you never play them again. This is in the main collection. It gets reached for every so often, and you still play it, And so, there it is. A great start to a great series. An historic occasion that Columbia were wise enough to record every single note of. And because of that, it's super exciting and it's super interesting because you get to hear every bad note. You get to hear, like they say, there's the odd technical imperfection. Nobody cares. We don't give a shit. I have records by Miles that are almost unlistenably badly recorded. And, I don't care. I want to hear the music. So, despite their apologies, you don't need to worry about stuff like that. It's just like really well done. Columbia engineers do a great job on it. It's fabulous. Yeah. And if you're into the Miles Classic 60s Quintet, you need to acquaint yourself with this. End of story. Thank you very much. And with that, I'm going to stop because there's not much else to say. Other than it's fairly heavy. Would make a decent murder weapon. Yeah, so again, thanks for watching. We're going to roll through all these, point out anything that's noteworthy, although when something like this comes out, you just go, it's fantastic. Buy it. End of review. I'm not going to get into song by song because I'll be here all day. Suffice to say that there are, multiple versions of many songs on here. Is it Agitation? I think the only original is Agitation. And the rest is all standards. We got these on. And so it's really interesting to hear the multiple takes. If I Were a Bell, Stella by Starlight. This one has... Oh, this one doesn't have either. Oh, Agitation's on this one. Let's see here. My Funny Valentine is still on this. Now, if you're used to Miles playing My Funny Valentine, these are different versions, let me tell you. They are not the My Funny Valentine you think. I Thought About You. I Fall in Love Too Easily. All of You. Trying to pull these out without spitting them all over the floor. Here's If I Were a Bell and Stella by Starlight. And The Theme, which is on all of these records, which is usually just a tiny little thing. My Funny Valentine, All of You, Agitation. Remember, these are 2 nights, so they probably didn't repeat from set to set. Milestones. Oh, Stella by Starlight is here too. So I think there's 3 of that. But it's basically once this era was over, Miles stopped playing standards. And he just started playing basically big wadges of improvised songs all rolled together. And those are interesting too. But yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button. And we'll get back at you with more of these. They're all good. Some are better than others, but we'll discuss that. And take care of each other. We'll talk to you soon.